As a last act of rebellious acceptance, I even left my door unlatched, as from the second I put pen to paper, a team of thought police dispatched. All that's left for me now is a few minutes to try and tell you all my tale. Then I'll be dragged to the Ministry of Love, into that dark and loathsome jail. I won't lie and say I'm not frightened of what's inside room 101, but I'll use my last free act to document how life's fabric came undone. First there came the fires, but not in places you'd expect. The orange skies were burned and bruised just like the world that they reflect. Whole towns turned into embers, houses swallowed up by flames. We all just watched on, sympathetic, but through the smoke the virus came. We carried it, like luggage, to every corner of the globe. Soon so many started coughing that the hospitals couldn't cope. For a while the rules were simple, everyone knew how best to serve. Stay inside your homes, they told us, so we may flatten out the curve. Days turned into weeks and months, but the curve was still not flat, and so the leaders lost their patience and each decided that was that. They let us out and made incentives for us to confidently spend, and so relieved were we all obliged, pleased to be at lockdown's end. But the theatre doors stayed darkened, and there were still no live events. They juggled health and economics, and the rules stopped making sense. The leadership was beyond question, so it was really no surprise that they could take their trips to castles and say it was just to check their eyes, but it was us whose eyes were failing as we tried to toe their line. Big Brother would trick or treat us like criminals and manufactured heavy fines. There was tension thick about the air like an unexploded powder keg, until at last we saw the image of the knee upon the neck. While so-called leaders hid in bunkers, somehow people held their ground. We stood together against oppression and tore slave owners' statues down. But a new enemy was brewing, as we fought for equality of race. But this new foe had fooled us all alike, though it had no body and no face. A beast that fed on algorithms, and we were powerless to stop it. Under the guise of 1,000 songs, they put CCTV in your pocket. Somehow they built a sort of prison, but one that had no need for bars. They conjured up a state in which the inmates were the guards. They tracked us through our photos and placed pins down at our feet. They stood back and let us publish every thought we had in tweets, and the TikToks kept us dancing, but it no longer felt divine. Slowly the only source of news we needed was online. Elections ceased to matter. Integrity produced only failures. Compromise met its demise as we were locked in echo chambers. You always think it would take decades for a world to manifest that we should fear, but all the things I've written now culminated in 1 year. They ground the artists out of business. They told the dancers to retrain. They kept the writers so distracted that their writing was in vain. They made musicians no longer necessary since the concert halls were closed. And the actors, comedians and poets were rounded up and all disposed. If this message has made it to you, then there's hope, if but a shred. As long as thought is free and independent and lives and thrives inside your head. I once read a novel by George Orwell about how easily the powerful can lull us until nothing was your own except the few cubic centimeters inside your skull. I believe that's where we find our humanity, in thoughts and words that are free and true. They can burn a book but not an idea, and so that spark lives on in you. I hope you find this. I regret nothing. They're here now, at my door. We all thought it was 2020, but it was COVID 1984.
Everything changes.
Two, 1, 0.
good afternoon. Afternoon? I was going to say good evening and afternoon at the same time then. Completely missed it up. So welcome to a Halloween special of Your Virtual Quiz. We've even got some awesome pictures on the go as well. So play at home, get a notepad and a pen, and enjoy your quiz. Play against friends and family, or just play against everybody and send me a punch at the end. Don't put any answers or any clues into the quiz. Okay, let's start the chat window because for some reason that didn't start. There we go. I'll have to move this a little bit as well. Let's move it up there. There we go. So, Kim Hartland, which is my mum. Hello, everybody, she says. Main Zaman said hello as well. He said, how are you? Good. Good. Very, very good. And Richard said hello as well. So, there we go. Okay, awesome. So, I hope you're all having a good weekend, despite the latest news. Richard hope that makeup comes off before tomorrow. Me too. So Laura just spruced me up a little bit. Apologies that we're late. There's no excuse other than we were a little bit lazy in getting the quiz done. But there you go. So there's no excuse at all. Okay, so we're going to do 5 rounds. No, we're going to do 6 rounds. First round, general knowledge. Then we're going to do geography and history. Then sport. We'll have a quick 10-minute break. I keep saying quick 10-minute break. 10 minutes is 10 minutes. We'll have a 10-minute break, and then we're going to do TV and film, trivia trail, and then we're going to finish off with logos. Okay, and it's quite an interesting one tonight as well, so it should be quite good. Looking forward to it. Okay, get your pens and paper at the ready. Here we go. Question number 1, general knowledge. What kind of insect branded as murderous has been extracted for observation in the United States this week? It's quite a tricky quiz this week. Oh, I didn't do scores, did I? I didn't do scores. We'll do scores after this page. The Gilberts are running away with it at the moment, but we will just do scores in a moment. So what kind of insect branded as murderous has been extracted for observation in the United States this week? Quite a hard first question now, I think. Everyone's like, I've no idea. It's quite a tricky one. Hope you like the new backdrop as well for Halloween. Okay, question 2. Who wrote Dracula? So who wrote, or I suppose a badly worded question really, it should be like who was the author, I guess. But who wrote Dracula? Okay. Question number 3. What was Lewis Carroll's first novel? So what was Lewis Carroll's first novel? I made a mistake on this question actually. It wasn't meant to be first. I think we said we were going to do second or third, but was in such a dash to do today's quiz. We literally did it today. I'm going to stick with first now. That's what I wrote in. So there you go. Okay, number 3. What does ET stand for? What does ET stand for? Okay. Question number, I think we're 5, aren't we? The Rockwells released what Mum said, yeah, question number 4. What does ET stand for? Yeah. So, you mean question 4? That was 4. Okay. Question 5. The Rockwells released what paranoid classic in 1984? You can always guarantee the Heartlands to jump all over me on the quiz. Has to be 100% right. No mistakes. Rich put jump jump, which is just one of his senile moments again. No idea what that means. So, jump jump. Okay. And number 6. Name the celestial events that happened this Halloween, last seen 19 years ago. I think my mum will get that one. So name the celestial event that happened this Halloween, last seen 19 years ago. Okay. Number 7. What religious building shares its name with a part of the face? James Morton, do you mean Rockwell for number 4? I'll double check that. I thought it was the Rockwells, but you may be right. So let's just check that. No, the musical group is the Rockwells. That's what the name of the group is called. So number 5, James, was the Rockwells released what paranoid classic in 1984? The Rockwells. Correct, Richard. It was number 5. Yes. Okay. Number 8. A form of white pagan witchcraft. Muna said, tap on a clip to paste it in the text box. Don't tap. Don't put any links into the text box. We don't want any clues or answers or anything like that. So, Muna, I know you mean well, but don't put any clips or any clues or anything like that into the text box. Number 21. Don't know what that means. A form of white pagan witchcraft. And number 9. Here we go. What is the name of Harry Potter's owl? Oh, hang on. No, that's the wrong one. We missed a button there. We'll come to that in a moment. Number 9. What unexplained phenomenon appears in fields? Oh, I see. James, you are correct. Yes, Rockwell is correct. Yes. So the band Rockwell was for number 5. The Rockwells were formed in 1999. You're quite correct there. So what unexplained phenomenon happens in fields? Ben said cows are in fields. That's correct. They are. But are cows an unexplained phenomenon? Okay, number 10. Here we go. What is the name of Harry Potter's owl? I'm just slow that down a bit. It's going to be quick, that was, wasn't it? There you go. What is the name of Harry Potter's owl? How many one put? And cowpats. Yeah. Well, quite an interesting conversation tonight, aren't we? So, name of Harry Potter's owl. Okay, and that's general knowledge all done. There you go, your Halloween general knowledge. We're now going to move on to history and geography. Muna keeps putting things up. I don't know what he's doing. He's just said his name, Muna. Okay, number 1. Here we go. History and geography. The legendary sea monster of gigantic size in Scandinavian folklore. What's the name there? Mum said, Jesus, that smoke made me jump. Lol. So, the legendary sea monster of gigantic size in Scandinavian folklore. What's the name? Mum says behind you. Indeed. Number 2. Chainsaw Massacre is set in which state? It's quite an easy one, that is, I think. So, Chainsaw Massacre is set in which state? I'm going to put all. Okay. Okay, number 3. Who is the god of the dead in Egyptian mythology? Richard put B and Q. Don't know what you're talking about, Richard. Which is most of the time, to be fair. So, who is the god of the dead in Egyptian mythology? Okay, here we go. Number 4. A medieval punishment to death, hung, something, and quartered. Quite say quartered, that does it? Let's take one of the U's out, shall we? So, a medieval punishment to death, hung, something, and quartered. What's the missing word? Okay, number 5. Who was on the throne at the time of the gunpowder plot? There's a tricky one for you. So, who was on the throne at the time of the gunpowder plot? And number 6. The demon barber of what address? So, the demon barber of what address? Munis put only money. I have no idea what you're talking about there, pal. But don't spam the message board, eh? Stop Don't be a spammer. Okay, number 7. Amityville Horror is set where in America? So Amityville Horror is set where in America? I mean, you're putting number 21. I've no idea what you're talking about, but if you carry on, pal, we're going to have to block you from the quiz. So stop putting random stuff up. Okay. Okay, number 8. We're going maybe an American moment, aren't we? What notorious American serial killer lured his victims with a broken foot? That's a tricky one. So what notorious American serial killer lured his victims with a broken foot? It's a tricky one. And number 9. Who is the Greek god of the underworld? So who is the Greek god of the underworld? I'm going to put India Adisha. Don't know what that means. Not making much sense there. So who is the Greek god of the underworld? And last but not least, Elizabeth Bathory, known as the Countess of Blood, resided in which country? Let's complete that word. There we go. So Elizabeth Bathory, known as the Countess of Blood, resided in which country? And there we go. History and general knowledge all done. You need any repeating because we're going a little bit quick, I guess. If you need any repeating, then just let me know, and we'll gladly do that for you. I'll repeat them. Okay, we're going to move on to sport. Dun, 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 dun. Sport. Here we go. Which American businessman became owner of Aston Villa in 2006? I think Richard will know this one. We should do. So, which American businessman became owner of Aston Villa in 2006? Okay, number 2. Which Bolton Wanderers star or midfielder? Which Bolton Wanderers midfielder scored 14 goals in over 100 appearances following a move from PSG in 2002? The fans said he was so good they named him twice. Muna put India, Odisha. Oh yeah, I think Odisha is a state in India, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know what the 21 means, but yeah. Or is it Odisha or Odisha? It's eastern state by the Bay of Bengal, I think. Which put easy? Yeah, because that's a better question. Okay, number 3. Which course has been used more often than any other for the Open Championship? 29 times. This is a golf question, of course. So, which golf course, I should have put in there, which golf course has been used more often than any other for the Open Championship? 29 times. Okay, number 4. How old is Tyson Fury? A. 28, B. 32, C. 34, or D. 36? So how old is Tyson Fury? 28, 32, 34, or 36? Quite a difficult one that is, I think. Okay, number 5. As of 2020, who is the only Brazilian to have managed in the English Premier League? So who is the only Brazilian manager to have managed in the Premier League? Okay, number 6. Jerk, clean, and snatch are terms used in which activity? So jerk, clean, and snatch are terms used in what activity? Number 7. What do sumo wrestlers throw into the ring prior to a match? So what do sumo wrestlers throw into the ring prior to a match? And number 8. What is the longest race in men's athletics? So, what is the longest race in men's athletics? In kilometres, by the way. So, the longest race in kilometres, what is it in men's athletics? And number 9. In English cricket, what do the letters TCCB stand for? So, in English cricket, what do the letters TCCB stand for? And your last question, number 10. Who became the first black manager of a Premiership club when he took over at Chelsea in 1996? I'm going to know this one straight away. So, who became the first black manager of a Premiership club when he took over at Chelsea in 1996? Okay, so that's part 1 all done there. Right, guys. So we'll have. If you want me to repeat any questions, then just ask. Put it in the chat box, and I will repeat any questions you want me to. We'll have a 10-minute interval, and then we're going to come back. We're going to start off with TV and film. Then we're going to do trivia trail, and then we're going to do logos and slogans, which is quite an interesting one this week. So there we go. Okay, so I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Good, I got this stuff. They said beer already, so switch to play. I got this at the Mauer, Woodstock, behind Red Alone. Go in and she's on the Good, I got this stuff. They said beer already, so switch to play. I got this at the Mauer, Woodstock, behind Red Alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Please take your seats.
T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello and welcome to part 2. Here we go then, part 2 of your Halloween. Laura's been a bit of a makeup artist in the back, and she's actually giving me like a what's it called? I don't know, a cape. Don't know. So there we go. Okay, which part? No music. Thought my sound bar was broken. Yes, I'm sorry. I had the mute on the clip by mistake, and then I realised. Well, I didn't realise, but you told me, and I was like, oh, I clicked the button. So there we go. Okay, so we're going to do TV and film, everyone's favourite moment. Question 1, are you ready? Name the film from this picture. I'll make it a little bit bigger there. Oh, I suppose I can't, because it'd be behind me, won't it? So, using the pictures, what film is that? What about the interference? It's bobbing against the count thing. So what film is that? Just using the pictures there. Mum said Count Duckula. I only realised years later, that Count Duckula was voiced by what's the guy? God, what's the guy's name out of Only Fools and Horses? Starboy. David Jason. Is it David Jason? Yeah, that was Count Duckula. I only knew that after. Like when I was older, when I was a kid, I had no idea. Okay, number 2. What year was Silence of the Lambs released? Yeah, the one where it goes. That one. So what year was Silence of the Lambs released? I just imagine people just going, I have no idea. Mom said yes. I assume you're talking about David Jason, yeah. Yeah, I never knew that. I used to love Count Duckula. Nanny! That's funny. Number 3. How many Final Destination films have there been? How many Final Destination films have there been? Okay. Number 4. Who is this? Bizarre looking. Ooh, cringe looking at it, didn't you? So who's that? Number 5. Who played Laura the babysitter in the 1978 cult classic film Halloween? I had nightmares about that film. I used to hate that film. So who played? Is this? Because I can hear this quite a bit. So tell me if that's causing an interference. So I can hear it rubbing on the back of the head there. Okay, so who played Laura the Babysitter in the 1978 cult classic film Halloween? Okay, number 6. Using the pictures, guess the film or TV series. It's quite a difficult one as well, isn't it? Melissa said it's Laurie. Ah, so it's not Laura, it's Laurie. For question 5, okay. So who played Laurie the Babysitter in the 1978 cult classic film Halloween? I think Laura probably did say Laurie earlier, and in my head I just heard Laura. So there we go. The fact that you know that, Melissa, probably means that you've got the answer right. Number 7. Tubular Bells is the opening theme tune to what TV show? Matt says, repeat the question, please. Which one? Are we talking about number 5 or number 6? Put number 5 just back up, because I think that's the one we're talking about. So who played Laurie, the babysitter, in the 1978 cult classic film Halloween? I think that's the one that you mean there, Matt. Being there's a little bit of confusion over the name there. Oh, 6. 6 was the picture. So 6 was name the TV series or film. That was 6. And then number 7, Tubular Bells is the opening theme tune to what TV show? Okay. Number 8. 2 Feminies. Oh, that's an M there, isn't it? Let's spell it right. So, 2 Feminies embark on an immortal existence together. Name the film. It's quite a tough one, that one, I think. It's one of those that, when you know it, you know it. So, 2 Feminies embark on an immortal existence together. Just think about that word, immortal. That's quite key, that is. I'll give you a bit of a clue there. Okay, immortal. Name the film. I knew someone would ask this. So, yes, I know where you're going with film, Rich, but it is TV show. Okay. Just to clarify, for question 7, Tubular Bells is the only theme tune to what TV show? It's probably part theme, so it's got a part of it, of the song in the TV opening show. Okay. Melissa, what frenemies? I think that's what I put, isn't it? 2 Frenemies. That's what I put. So yeah, so it is definitely a TV show. It's not the film, because I know the film you're thinking of. But it's part. It's how do I say? Consists of parts of the song. Okay, number 9. Whose eyes are these? Whose eyes are those? Whose eyes are those? Okay, and last question, number 10. What game and movie franchise features the Umbrella Corporation? Capital U, maybe. So, what game and movie franchise features the Umbrella Corporation? And there we go. If you need any repeating, then give me a shout, like Matt did earlier, and I will repeat them for you. No problem whatsoever. So we're going to move on to Trivia Trail. So Trivia Trail, the last letter of your answer is the first letter of your next answer. Okay, and all the first letters form an anagram. Can you get the anagram? There are 12 questions in this fortnightly. I want to say this week's rounds, but I have to say fortnightly because we're doing every 2 weeks now. We might put it back to, because of lockdown, we might actually go back to 1 week. Don't know yet, because I've been too busy working. But with this new lockdown coming up, we might do it weekly. Who knows? We'll make a decision on that. Okay, question 1. Here we go. The X Mansion is a school for gifted people known as a what? So the X Mansion is a school for gifted people known as what? Okay, number 2. What does the T in T-Rex stand for? Very easy one, very easy. But we just, we want to give you a bit of a head start, because number 1 was quite difficult. So if you get number 2, then you're off on a bit of a runner, aren't you? So what does the T in T-Rex stand for? Number 3. Mermaid that lured sailors to their death. So mermaid that lured sailors to their death. I think that's... So mermaid that lured sailors to their death. Number 4. Joseph Goebbels was the propaganda minister for what party? So Joseph Goebbels was the propaganda minister for what party? Okay, number 5. A series faux. That's obviously just typed that a bit too quick there. Of We were in such a dash this week to do this quiz. A series of words said as a magic spell or charm. So a series of words said as a magic spell or charm. I think that's probably quite a difficult one, that is. So here's an easy one for you. Chronicles of. Chronicles of. Okay, number 7. The fact of being. Look at these typos I've got here. There we go, let's fix that. Okay. The fact of being elsewhere when a crime has been committed. So the fact of being elsewhere when a crime has been committed. And again, a little bit easier for you. Okay, number 8. An enlightenment. I can't say this. An enlightenment secret society. Laura with his long words again. Enlightenment. There you go. Because why not? We'll blame Laura. But without Laura, this quiz wouldn't happen, I have to say. Because she does all the trivia trail, and she's pretty good, to be fair. I'm just the presenter, I'm just the host. The brains is, goes on behind, closed doors. She does all this. She leaves it to the last minute, mind, and stresses me out. But she does do it. She does come through in the end. Okay, number 9. The 4th book in Dan Brown's Da Vinci series. So the 4th book in Dan Brown's Da Vinci series. Okay. We're ready for number 10. Here we go. Number 10. Dried latex. Oh, there's another typo there. You can see how fast I did this quiz, can't you? How quick I was typing. So dried latex obtained from the seed capsules of a poppy. Oof. There wasn't any confusing words there, was there? It was just me being a bit daft. So dried latex obtained from the seed capsules of a poppy. Oof. There you go. Nice and easy. Okay, number 11. 42-year-old Anthony Raudo was convicted of several shootings at a campground in the Canyon of which American state? A bit of a tricky one, isn't there? Tricky one. So 42-year-old Anthony Raudo was convicted of several shootings at a campground in the canon of which American state? Quite a tough one. And your last one, number 12. Beings in mythology that are deceased but behave as if they are alive. So, beings in mythology that are deceased but behave as if they are alive. Okay. And there you go. That's Trivia Trail. Melissa's got the anagram. Well done. Awesome. That's pretty decent. So remember, your first letter of each word, of each answer, forms an anagram. So well done if you get it. You don't have to put it in just now. Okay, so you have to bear with me now, because one of the things that I didn't do for the quiz is the logos and slogans. So give me a second whilst I put them in. Okay, we'll just do one at a time. So we have 8 for this round. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Okay, so for logos and slogans this week, what I want you to do is tell me the name of the chocolate bar. Okay, so here we go. Number 1. I'm going to put up there. It's a bit blurry. It's not the greatest photo. But what's the name of that chocolate bar? What does that chocolate bar look like to you? Okay, number 2 coming up. Number 2 is this one here. There we go. What's the name of that chocolate bar? It's quite tricky, isn't it? And number 3 is this one. Normally I'd have these all sized up for you already, but it is what it is. So that's number 3. What chocolate bar is that? Does anyone want any chocolate now? Okay, number 4. Here we go. We'll move it across there. There you go. What chocolate bar is that? Okay, number 5. There you go. That should be quite an easy one, to be fair. Number 6. If I can grab it, there we go. Number 6, there we go. What chocolate bar is that? I can imagine my mum now saying, "This is stupid." Because she doesn't like these ones. Okay, number 7. Here we go. Here's number 7. There we go. It's quite arbitrary, isn't it? It's quite a difficult one, Okay, and number 8 is this one. Require. I think that's probably an easier one. Should be able to get that. Okay, and there we go. There we go. That's the end of the quiz. So, are you ready for the answers? Here we go now. Answers. So, get a pen and paper. Get your green pens out, and hopefully you can have lots of ticks. Here we go. Just before we do that, though, because I didn't do it earlier, did I? Scores. Let's have a quick gander. You're gonna have to give me 30 seconds. I need to go super quick now and get the scores up. Here we go. Scores. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna print screen that. And we're gonna copy that. I thought I had this ready, to be fair. It would seem that I was wrong. Sorry folks, give me a second. Scores, there we go. There we go. We're on. There we go. Happy days. So the Gilberts are at the top there, 66.4 as an average. Their best was 70. They scored 70 on 28th September. It's quite phenomenal. Richard's on 67 as his personal best, and 64.3. My mom just slightly behind there, 64. Should have been a little bit higher, but you get -1 if you miss a week. So sorry about that, Mum. Karina, we haven't heard from Karina for a couple of weeks, so but I hope she's okay. She is. Sarah Lou, you're on 55.8, and Matt, you're on 52.6. If you are a newcomer, this is the last week, by the way, or fortnightly, for the scores. Then from in 2 weeks' time, we will start again, and we'll do season 3. Gilbert's are season 1 champions, and it looks like they might be on for season 2 champions. Matt says you're missing our score. He's put quite a few on actually. The shooting one isn't a state where it took place. The answer isn't a state. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a moment. Also, you're missing our score from the 18th of October. We are, but I think it was it Sarah that said that you couldn't play that week, if I remember rightly. I don't know. We'll have a look at the video and then we'll send it to me. But I'm sure she said you couldn't play that week. So there we go. But if I'm wrong, tell me. I'll pull it in. That state one's an interesting one, so we'll come back to that one. Okay, here we go. Question 1. What kind of insect branded as murderous has been extracted for observation in the United States this week? It's hornets. Murderous hornets. Hornets is the answer. Or you can have hornet. Number 2. Who wrote Dracula? It's Bram Stoker. Bram Stoker. What was Lewis Carroll's first novel? I made a mistake on this because I should have done second novel. The first one was quite easy. It's Alice in Wonderland. So, the second, I was going to do the second one, or Laura was, which was Alice Through the Looking Glass, to make it a little bit harder. So, but there we go, I made a mistake. So, Alice in Wonderland. What does ET stand for? It's extraterrestrial. It's quite an easy one, isn't it, that one? 5. The Rockwells released what paranoid classic in 1984? It was Somebody's Watching Me. Somebody's Watching Me. As somebody said earlier, was it? I think it was James. I think it was James. Number 6. Name the celestial event that happened this Halloween, last seen 19 years ago. It was Blue Moon. Blue Moon. What religious building shares its name with a part of the face? It's Temple. Temple. Matt said, I told Melissa to tell you. She didn't. She didn't tell me anything. So I'll get you in trouble there, Melissa. Okay, a form of white pagan witchcraft. It's Wiccan. Wiccan. What unexplained phenomenon appears in fields? It's crop circles. And last but not least, what is the name of Harry Potter's owl? And it is Hedwig. Hedwig is the answer. Matt, we'll adjust yours to 66 then. Matt, that puts you in second place. So Gilbert 66.4, Matt Luke 65, Rich 64.3, my mum 64, Karina 62, Sarah Lou 55.8, and Granda T 32. So there we go. So that puts you second, that does, Matt. Okay, history and geography. Here we go. The legendary sea monster of gigantic size in Scandinavian folklore is the Kraken. The Kraken. Matt Eadley, I messaged you on Facebook Messenger, wasn't me who forgot. I'm getting confused with all these names now. Got Matt Luke, Matt Eadley. It's all going off. So maybe it was my fault. I've been busy. What can I say? Okay, let's move on. Number 2, Chainsaw Massacre is set in which state? It's Texas. Who is the god of the dead in Egyptian mythology? It's, I think it's Osiris. Just double check that. It's one of those ones that Laura shouted out at me and I haven't properly listened. Anubis. Anubis it is. Anubis. Anubis. Medieval punishment to death. Hung, drawn, and quartered. So drawn is your answer. Number 5. Who was on the throne at the time of the Gunpowder Plot? It was James I. The Demon Barber of what address? It's Fleet Street. Number 7. Amityville Horror is set where in America? It's Long Island, New York. Long Island, New York. It's up to you aiming yourself a point if you got New York. That's completely up to you. What notorious American serial killer lured his victims with a broken foot? And it is Dean. No.
I think it was an arm in a sling. Am I being heard now?
Yes.
Right. Well, that was Ted Bundy.
Oh, Ted Bundy.
To beat arm in a sling.
Ted Bundy.
It's Osiris is the god of the underworld for Egypt.
They are.
Yeah, he's the god of the dead, the god of the underworld.
Oh, so Anubis.
Is the guardian.
See, this is what happens when we do a quiz with hours to spare. Okay, so Anubis isn't the right answer. What's the right answer, Laura? Osiris. Osiris. I did write down Osiris, and I double checked it as well. So scrap that. Number 3. Who's the god of the dead in Egyptian mythology? It's Osiris. I'm told by Laura. Ted Bundy is your answer for number 8. Apologies, guys. And we'll stay with Greek. Oh, we've had that. Oh, it's all going wrong now. So, who is the Greek god of the underworld? Oh, okay. So, we've been a bit tricky this week, aren't we? So, the Greek god of the underworld is Hades. Hades. Oof. Right, let's carry on. Number 10. Elizabeth Bathory, known as the Countess of Blood, resided in which country? It was Hungary. And there we go. I'm glad to get that round over with. Okay, sport. A bit tricky sport was this week. Bit tricky. So here we go. Which American business... Mom put Anubis is the right answer. It looks like it's the right answer, Mom, if you've Googled it, because that's what I thought. However, that is the... Anubis is... There's a difference between God and a god of the underworld and guardian of the underworld. So there we go. You said god of the dead, not guardian. I mean, I think you're right. I think we just messed that question up, haven't we? So my apologies. I think if you got either answer, give yourself a point because it was a little bit confusing. So my apologies. I know you just put Poseidon out there. Anubis is the gatekeeper. I don't know. It's quite confusing. I don't think we researched that question enough. So give yourself a point for that, guys. Which American businessman became owner of Aston Villa in 2006? It's Randy Lerner. Oh God, we've got a state one coming up as well, haven't we? Which Bolton Wanderers midfielder scored 14 goals in over 100 appearances following a move from PSG in 2002? The fans said he was so good they named him twice. It was JJ Okocha. JJ Okocha. 14 goals, 100 appearances. Doesn't sound that good, actually, does it? I didn't Google it. Yes, and read my second message. No, I don't mean you Googled it through the quiz. I meant in case you Googled it afterwards to check what was going on and what happened, like I just did. I didn't mean you Googled it in the quiz. Mum says she's having a point. Okay. Number 3. Which course has been used more often than any other for the Open Championship? 29 times. It's St Andrews. St Andrews. How old is Tyson Fury? It's B. He's 32. 5. As of 2020, who's the only Brazilian to have managed in the English Premier League? It's Scolari. Scolari. Mum said, now I've lost my blood pen. Lol. Okay. Jerk, clean, and snatch are terms used in what activity? It's weightlifting. Weightlifting. What do sumo wrestlers throw into the ring prior to a match? Salt is the answer. Salt. What is the longest athletics? This is a tough one. 50 kilometers. 50 kilometers is the answer. Long way, isn't it? In English cricket, what do the letters TCCB stand for? They stand for Test and County Cricket Board. Test and County Cricket Board. Who became the first black manager of a Premiership club when he took over at Chelsea in 1996? It was, of course, Ruud Gullit. So Ruud Gullit was the answer. I'm sure Aaron got that because being a Chelsea fan, he would have known that straight away. Okay, TV and film. Here we go. What is the name of the... Found it on the floor, Mum says. What is the name of the film? It's Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course it is. Nice and easy one for you. What year was Silence of the Lambs released? It was 1991. How many Final Destination films have there been? It's 5. There's been 5. There is a rumour they're going for 6, but there we go. It's 5. And who is this? I think it's Hiddy Doom. By the looks of that. So if you got that, then... Or Heidi Doom, shall I say. Hiddy. Heidi Doom. I'm sure Laura will come running in if I got that name wrong. Who played Laurie, the babysitter, in the 1978 cult classic film Halloween? It was Jamie Lee Curtis. This one was quite a difficult one. So name a TV series or film. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I have said it wrong. She's laughing her head off. What's the name?
Heidi Klum.
Who?
Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum. There we go.
Did you say? Did you do?
Hiddy Doom I've got here. So the name was Heidi Klum. She's laughing her head off. This is what happens when you have 2 weeks to do a quiz and then you leave it until 2 hours before you do it. There you go. So, there's the answer. Tubular Bells is the opening theme tune to what TV show? Now, there's a bit of controversy over this one because it's parts of the tune, is what I was getting to earlier. So it's the X-Files. We're running on. We're not talking more about it. It's the X-Files, okay? 2 feminines embark on an immortal existence together. Name the film. It is Death Becomes Her. That was quite hard, that wasn't it? Death Becomes Her. It's a great film. Whose eyes are these? That is one of my favorite actors. That's Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is whose eyes are those? I don't know why we put eyes into Halloween quiz. I don't know what that was about, but there we go. We did. And what game and movie franchise features the Umbrella Corporation? It is Resident Evil. There we go. Okay, moving on to the trivia trail. Here we go. The X Mansion is a score for gifted people known as what? It's mutant. Mutant people. Number 2, what does the T in T-Rex stand for? Of course, it's Tyrannosaurus. Goes as an S. Mermaid that lured sailors to their death. It's Siren. Or the Sirens is obviously the group of them, but Siren is just one. So Siren. Joseph Goebbels was the propaganda minister for what party? It's Nazi. That goes as an I. A series of words said as a magic spell or charm. Very difficult this one was, but it's incantation. Incantation. Matt said, Melissa Megan, it's okay, babe. Kiss, 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 kiss. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. How does Matt? Is Matt Luke Matt Edley? Or I don't know. Chronicles of Narnia. The fact of being elsewhere when a crime is being committed is alibi. An Enlightenment secret society is Illuminati. The 4th book in Dan Brown's Da Vinci series, it's Inferno. Dried latex obtained from the seed capsules of a poppy is opium. "42-year-old Anthony Raudo was convicted of several shootings at a campground in the canon of which American state? It's Malibu. But we need to check that because I think that was questioned, wasn't it, earlier? So let's just double check that one. If we get it wrong, by the way, it throws the whole trivia trial out. I can't even find it. We'll come back to that. So Malibu is the answer anyway. And beings in mythology that are deceased but behave as if they're alive is undead. Undead. Luke is my middle name, right? Okay, and you're replying on Facebook, and that's what's confused me. You got two different people. I don't know. Okay, who got the trivia trail? Who actually got the anagram? I know Melissa did, but if you got it, then put it in. Show off. Put it into the chat. There we go. Melissa, immunisation. And she's done a little kind of needle there as well. Matt got it as well. Immunisation. That's Matt Eardley. So yeah, well done, guys. That's awesome. Are you the only two that got it? There's a bit of silence at the moment. Okay. Malibu's right answer. It's just not a state. Ah, okay. That's where that. So we were right. Do you get 22 if you get all the trivia trail? No. It's only 10 bonus points, Rich. So well done, Mum. There. Oh, forgetting that. Known about that. It was the question was the wrong one. Sarah Lou got immunisation as well. Well done, Sarah. Well done. And immunisation, my mum got as well. So big round of applause. Richard hasn't put it in. Did Richard kill it? Who knows? Okay, guys, let's move on to the chocolate bars. So, what chocolate bar is that? That's a Mars bar. Number 2. Quite difficult, isn't it? But that's a Lion bar. Number 3 is Kit Kat Chunky. Mum got it. Was Richard cheating? Did Richard really get it? Did you let him know? Or was I have to? If you let him know, I'll have to revert it to the Heartlands, and you can't have two separate people. Kit Kat Chunky. That is my favourite chocolate bar of all time. Is this one? It's a double decker. So double decker. Yes, the 22. Mom put 102 plus 10 equals 22. May have fell off. I don't know what you're talking about now. Double decker. That one is. That one's quite an easy one. This is Bounty. I thought this one was quite difficult. I don't actually recognise that chocolate bar, but that is a Boost. And then this one, it's quite a difficult one. That's a Toffee Crisp. And last but not least, a Mint Aero. We like Aeros, don't we? Mint Aero. So, there we go. Right, and Mum said, no, I didn't tell him. Mum said, yes, I did put it in under Sarah Lou. Oh, no, I know you did. I know, I saw it. And you did tell him either. So there we go. Right, guys, let me know what your scores are. I'll have to adjust this. There we go. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 was Toffee Crisp. Okay, so we get to the end of season 2. Matt got 64. Let's put your Matt got 64. 12 plus 10 equals 22 points on Trivia Trail. Oh yes, it would be. That's correct. So I understand what you're saying now. Oh, hello. I understand what you're saying. Yes, it will be 22. Hello. Who's that? Server 55. There we go. Let's put that in. The Gilbert's got 63. Tough one this week. As we see. Rich got 67. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Gandai got 67. There we go. Mom got 65. There we go. I don't think Karina was playing again. I heard from her. I don't know if Gandai T's playing this week either, actually. We don't know. I'm sure someone will tell us. So, there we go. Yeah. And Nanny says hello. So say hello. Hello, Viney Woo. Right, guys. We have finished another quiz. Believe that. Season 2 of the quiz is over. Let's move. Yeah. There we go. Let's move that up there. I need 2 hands to do spell. Don't. There we go. Move that up there. There we go. Right, guys. So season 2 is over. We've done season 2, and it looks like the Gilberts have won it again. Their second time. They've retained the trophy, which means they don't have to grab it off them and post it somewhere. They had the best week was on 70 on 20th of September, which was amazing, finishing on 65.8 as an average. Matt Luke Eardley, as we now know, you finished 64.7, 0.1 above Richard at 64.6. Who finished third? Mom, 63.8, just behind Richard there. Although there was 2 occasions when you didn't play, so you lost a couple of points there. Had you played, you may have beaten them. But it's fine. Yeah, it happens. Queen finished on 62 as an average, but that's because she had so many minuses because we haven't seen her for a while. Sarah Lou, 55.7. Your best week was at 63, so you started off amazing. And then you had a poor week on the 18th of October, but you bounced back today at 55. So that was brilliant. Richard says, recount, I got 83.75. Yes, indeed. Judging by, I don't think I can imagine you winning the American elections, Rich. After, what was his name? And George Bush, and Al Gore, the Florida elections, remember that? And Granite T, I don't know if he's played tonight. I believe he has. I can update the scores. Guys, it's a strange world that we're now living in, isn't it? With another lockdown around the corner. If you do want to donate, then by all means, there's the link. Be very much appreciated. But of course, with people's jobs being in jeopardy, it might be quite difficult, because we're all going to be skins for it. Melissa put, we are the champions. Mom said, great quiz, well done you two. Just checking on the boy. Big love, hugs and kisses to my little prince. Oh, thanks, Mom. Is that for me? And then Mom said, should have set my sick note in. I don't know what that means. Guys, stay safe. I hope you enjoyed the quiz. We'll do it for a bit of fun. As I always say, like and share with your friends and family. Play with them as well. And, see who can come out on top. And Mum put, Nanaito, stay safe. So, yeah. So, I will see you. It might be next week. What's up, mate? It might be next week. Okay. Well, I think we probably will do one next week. Alright. So, from me and... Come on, then. So, from me and Riley... Say bye. Bye. So, from me and Riley... Thanks ever so much for playing. Share with your friends and family, and we'll see you next week. Yeah.